Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Priyanka Saukarnole. I am BDS MDS orthodontist. I am owner of World Class Dental Clinic which is located in Pune, FC Road. So today I am going to discuss very important topic about bad breath. What are the causes of bad breath and what are the treatments involved to treat bad breath. So basically how it occurs, what is the biochemical changes that takes place inside your mouth, so you get that odor or something like that. So how it occurs? So first basic reason, if you are not cleaning your mouth properly, that time a thin layer will occur all on your teeth surface, that is known as plaque. Basically plaque is a bacterial layer that is with the Streptococcus mutans along with the digested food. It forms a sticky layer which won't be washed out very easily. That's the reason we advise you to brush your teeth. So that is one reason. If the plaque is formed all over your teeth surface and you are not cleaning it properly, it will eventually, that acid will be generated by bacteria and it will create some foul smelling gases or something, or byproducts which will give bad breath. So that is one reason. Second reason, if though the plaque accumulation has occurred on the surface of tooth, there are two more, or rather I'll say three more areas where the plaque goes and the bacteria goes between your teeth. Few patients, they brush their teeth properly but they don't floss in the areas where food get accumulated. Most of the time when you eat leafy vegetables and even the non-veg, that time you feel certain areas the food gets stuck. That area particularly you are supposed to do flossing every day. If you'll make it a routine, that plaque accumulation and that bacterial accumulation and foul smelling will be prevented. So that is second step. Third thing, most of us, we neglect our tongue. So most of the time what happens, our tongue is coated with the food particles and again the bacteria accumulate on that tongue. It gives white appearance to our tongue and it creates it is one of the major cause of bad breath. Fourth thing, the teeth, between the teeth and the tongue, we have seen all those three things. The fourth thing comes the gums. Teeth is hold tight inside the bone and covered by gums. Between the gums and the teeth surface there is small pocket like thing. If you are not cleaning your mouth properly, in that pocket some of the food particles will accumulate and eventually the bacteria will go there and they will create the acid. It will harm your gum. The initial stage when the gums get harmed is gingivitis. So in gingivitis cases there will be reddish gums. If you are neglecting at that point of time also, when you are brushing your teeth and some blood oozes out, it is a clear cut sign that you are getting gingivitis. That time you should start taking care of your teeth, gums more properly, more frequently. If you are not doing that, then that gum infection will go into the bone and eventually it will lead to more deeper and deeper pocket, that is known as periodontitis. Okay, so with gingivitis also and periodontitis also you will get bad breath. So that is one of the basic reason why we get the bad breath. Second thing, if the plaque is totally neglected, there will be infection. It will goes inside your teeth and the cavity will be created. If you are neglecting cavity, in cavity also food particles will accumulate, then that will cause bad breath. If cavity you are neglecting cavity, it will go inside the pulp and pulp degeneration will occur. Your tooth will die. Because of that pulp degeneration, there will be generation of pus, that is dead cells. That will also lead to bad breath. Most of the time this infection of the pulp approaches to the bone and that time as the some part of the bone is thinned out because of this growing infection, that infection will come out in the form of sinus tract inside your mouth. there will be some sinus opening through which all this pus will keep coming out, and that will lead to bad breath. One of the most important cause of bad breath is wisdom tooth eruption. When wisdom tooth are erupting, that time there will be a flap covering the surface of tooth. Okay, and most of the time we must have seen it, nowadays there is no space for wisdom tooth eruption. So most of the teeth are impacted, semi impacted. That time what happens, suppose this is your second molar, wisdom tooth is erupting and it got stuck here somewhere, but what about the tissue covering the wisdom tooth? It will give a big horizontal pocket, we call it operculum, and below that pocket the food bacteria, the food products, they will get accumulated, and again it will cause infection. That infection is very painful and it will lead to bad breath again. Most of the time what happens, if the lower teeth is impacted or semi erupted, that time upper wisdom tooth will keep banging on the lower wisdom tooth, that tissue, it will swell like anything, and again it will create too much of chemical interaction in that part, inflammation, and eventually a bad breath. So that is one of the reason. So another causes for bad breath are ulcers. If you got if you have frequent history of ulcers, you might feel that your breath is not good, not fresh. That is one reason. Fourth thing I'll tell, if there are some wound inside your mouth, either the surgery has been done for the wisdom tooth removal or something like that has been done, for those 7 to 15 days you will get bad breath. Then if you are chronic smoker or alcohol consumption is too much, that time also you will feel bad breath, because smoking has its unique smell and even the alcohol has, so that again leads to bad breath. Even the content of certain food items, like you are eating too much of onions, garlics in the raw form, that time those food products get digested, and because of the lung through, it gets reflected in our breathing, and it gives bad breath. So these are the multiple reason. Again, one more important condition, that is known as xerostomia. Xerostomia means it is a condition which is also called as lack of salivation. Either because of some salivary gland issues, there will be decreased salivation inside our mouth. So why saliva is so important? Saliva helps us to clean our mouth automatically. When there is salivary secretion, automatically our teeth will get clean. If there is no saliva, bacteria will accumulate, food particle will accumulate, eventually there will be more halitosis. The bad breath also known as halitosis. Okay, so that is one reason. Second thing, most of the time mouth breathers, the person or people who have habit of keeping their mouth open while sleeping have more common halitosis. Then the third thing, the people who have like they are anatomical mouth breather or habitual mouth breather. Anatomical mouth breather in the sense they have some nasal blockages, and because of that they can't breathe through their nose, they breathe through their mouth. That time also they will have more halitosis. Then the habitual mouth breather, few patients, few people, they have habit of keeping their mouth open for long term, and they also get halitosis. There are certain other reasons too, like tonsils. If there is a repeated infection of tonsils or tonsil stones, it will lead to halitosis. Then there is one more reason, certain metabolic diseases like gastric reflux or too much of acidity, where the means through the intestine some part of food content will come into the mouth, and that gastric reflux will also lead to a very foul smell inside the mouth, that is halitosis. So these are few reasons because of which we get halitosis. Again, if few patients they are using dentures, means complete dentures, where all teeth are missing and they are wearing something, or implant supported denture, or some prosthesis, bridges and all, and if they are not able to clean that part properly, there will be too much of bacterial accumulation below the prosthesis, below those crowns, and that will be a origin for the halitosis. So these are very small thing. It's not always related to your oral hygiene or the conditions, local conditions. Sometimes more generalized conditions are involved, like diabetes. If you are having diabetes, there are very good chances overall health system, everything, small points goes wrong, and that time also it leads to halitosis. Even the liver diseases, kidney malfunctions might lead to this thing, halitosis. And the most important fact, acidity. Most of the patient, they notice when they feel too much of acidic, they feel halitosis also there. So that is one more reason. And another reason, which if you are having frequent sinus problem, frequent cough and cold, that time also there is post nasal drip. Because of that also you will feel the halitosis. Now how to prevent it, how to prevent bad breath, what to do so that it should not occur? The first thing, basic thing, the first thing is you have to maintain your oral hygiene. And how to maintain it? You have to brush twice, okay, that is the basic thing. Then with brushing twice, we are cleaning our teeth. We have to floss, so that between the teeth we are cleaning. Then comes the gum massage. If inside the pocket, the gums are covering, and there is a sulcus, as I told you, there is small pocket, so you have to massage your gums. So the lower teeth you have to massage the gums from downward to upward. Upper teeth you have to massage your gums from upward to downward. By doing that, whatever content is accumulated in the sulcus, it will come out. So that is one major. The fourth thing I want to tell you, the tongue. We should clean it properly, either by using tongue cleaner, and you are not very comfortable with it, you have to just use your brush, apply some paste and brush your tongue properly if you feel there is too much of white plaque like thing accumulated all over your tongue. So that is the basic thing. You have to maintain the oral hygiene. Second thing comes, like morning you are using paste, night before going to bed you are using paste and brush. If you are able to use mouthwash, able to carry the mouthwash to use post lunch, start using it, so that again after lunch there will be some antibacterial thing we are using to cover that long patch of 14 hours. Okay, like morning to night, if it is almost 14 hours, we are using after 7 hours something antibacterial, that will be your mouthwash. Third thing, if you notice that there is a gingivitis, gingival inflammation, as I told you, or periodontitis, bleeding gums, that time you should contact your dentist. What they will do in such cases, they will do basic procedure that is known as scaling and polishing, where they will try to remove the plaque and the calculus. Plaque is a soft deposit, calculus is very hard deposit. They will just remove it, and after removal of that they will polish your teeth, so that the gingivitis, periodontitis are prevented at that particular time, and the bacterial growth, which was very excessive, are limited to certain extent, and they will give you some medicines for healing of your pockets, so there won't be any type of halitosis further. It will take some time, but eventually the bad breath will go away. So that is one more reason. One more thing can be done for dentures and prosthesis. Whatever prosthesis you are using, try to clean that prosthesis every day. If it is removable, remove it properly, brush it properly. After each and every meal, make sure that food particles are not getting accumulated below your denture, it will irritate your tissues and it will create halitosis. So that is thing. If you have loose crowns or something is getting below the crowns, you should learn proper flossing technique, and if you want to replace those prostheses, please go and replace those prostheses if it is causing too much of trouble. So these are the basic thing. Apart from that, mouth breathing habit, and if you have xerostomia, there are when you have a dry mouth, carry a bottle of water always with you. Try drinking more and more water, so that whatever saliva accumulation will be there, food particle accumulation will be there, not with the help of saliva but at least with the help of water, it will washed away. Again, there are multiple things, like if you are having medical disorder like GR reflux, I told you, gastrointestinal reflux, then the diabetes, kidney problems or liver problems, please meet your MD doctor. They will guide you better, so that these problems are prevented, which is the root cause of halitosis, and eventually halitosis will go away. Again, apart from this, there are certain things like probiotic. Suppose all this is because we obviously know that this is because of all bacteria. If we are taking good bacteria like probiotics like lactobacillus or something like that, eventually it will balance the pH inside our mouth and it will reduce the halitosis. So that is one reason. Apart from that, there are certain food items, people say it will reduce the halitosis, but they are not scientifically that much proven, like a green tea, oranges, pineapples, baking soda, vinegar, all are things, home remedies which can actually prevent. Baking soda, they claim that it can prevent the halitosis. So these are the remedies you have to follow. Again, one more I left, like mouth breathing habit. If you are anatomical mouth breather, try to rule out the habit because of which you are breathing through your mouth. If there is some obstruction, nasal obstruction or pharyngeal obstruction, try to treat that, so that eventually you can breathe through your nose properly instead of your mouth, so that there won't be any dry mouth. So that thing should be corrected. If you are habitual mouth breather, it can be the habit, we can break the habit with the help of habit breaking appliances. These are very easy, very friendly, so that can be done. So by doing all these measures, we are taking local measures. Suppose because of the continuous mouth sores you are getting halitosis, that time you have to shift on, you have to monitor your blood values. What are the blood values? B12 is normal or not? If it is not normal, then you have to take a supplement. The ulcer is caused by what? If it is because of the broken tooth, you have to get broken tooth fixed, so that ulcer won't occur. So we have to think on the local causes as well as systemic causes. We have to rule out all the local causes which causes bad breath. Then we have to focus on the systemic causes too, if it is the main reason for halitosis. So if we are treating all the local causes, maintaining oral hygiene properly, there are no ulcers, there are no surgical wounds, prosthesis or retainers, we are washing it properly, and after that also you are suspecting bad breath, that means some generalized causes or medical causes are involved, like the diabetes, liver and kidney malfunctions, and there are certain for the cancer also there are chances, first signs are like halitosis and all. So we have to think about the severe causes later on, but the minor fixes we have to do in first go. After that also halitosis continues, then think about other systemic causes. Hope this video have helped you to analyze what are the causes behind the halitosis, why bad breath occurs, and how to fix it. It's very common thing. Out of 4 people, usually they said one person has halitosis. So you are not the odd one out. So don't feel in that way. And obviously, yes, if there are certain problems, you can fix those local causes, you have to treat, and after that, if it is not manageable, go for the systemic causes, do some blood checkups, and it will be fixed. Thanks for watching.